Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Lisa Wojnarowski Downes. I'm really thrilled to be here. I'm joining you from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and look forward to, thank you, speaking with you today about collaboration, which is the theme for our summit, and specifically how local collaboration can relate to broader global initiatives. In Milwaukee, water is really a key driver for economic development, not only in Milwaukee specifically, but for all of southeastern Wisconsin, for the Great Lakes region as a whole. I'd also like to talk with you later about the Alliance for Water Stewardship and our efforts to develop the world's first international water stewardship standard. We've made quite a bit of progress since we last spoke with this group in 2010, so I'm really excited to share those updates with you. But first, some storytelling. In 2007, the CEO of the world's leading water meter company, which is Badger Meter, went on a tour of a neighboring water company, one of the world's largest water heater manufacturers, A.O. Smith. And as they were chatting and touring each other's facilities, they realized that there were some opportunities for synergy and collaboration. Because Badger does meters and does research with flows, most of their water research is with cold water. But occasionally, they have a need to do some hot water research. And when these needs arose, Badger was shipping their research to other facilities far across the US with considerable time and expense. Similarly, A.O. Smith primarily conducts hot water research, but whenever they needed to do cold water research, they were shipping their research across the country, taking valuable time and spending money to do so. But they realized there were facilities just literally down the street from each other in the Milwaukee area where they could be sharing their research facilities and saving time and money. So out of this conversation, the CEOs of these two companies realized that there were probably other opportunities for collaboration, but they didn't know exactly what those were at the moment. So they commissioned a professor at UW-Milwaukee to do a study of the picture of the water industry in southeastern Wisconsin. And they found that at the time, there were actually about 150 water-related companies in southeastern Wisconsin. That's really significant. Just to give you some context, the size of Milwaukee is about 600,000 people. So to have 150 water-related enterprises in that area is really significant. And many of them are the world's leaders in their particular industries, whether it's heaters, meters, pumps, valves, water treatment technology, water services, really the full spectrum of water-related industries. So out of these discussions and this research, they decided to develop what's now called the Water Council. Originally the Milwaukee Water Council, but now they've dropped the Milwaukee as they're interesting and expanding their presence and really working to solve water problems across the globe. So the Water Council has 3 goals. Those are supporting economic growth, attracting and developing talent, and developing technology to solve the world's water problems. Since 2007, they've really made great strides in reaching each of these goals and really creating an ecosystem for really addressing water from a comprehensive approach. One example of this is that area universities have formed a collaborative research center with 6 industries where the companies that are participating fund academic research to answer pressing problems that will help them improve their businesses and have real-world applications, which is always really gratifying. So one example of this is research that was done to improve aquaculture yields, which produces sustainable seafood. It improves food security and also creates jobs, which in the Milwaukee region is of pressing importance. Next month marks the opening of Milwaukee's Global Water Center in what was formerly a vacant 100-year-old box factory. This center will be a 7-story water research and business accelerator. It will house large global water companies, startup companies, academic research programs, research facilities, and others. So in addition to having representatives from government and academia in this building, there will be shared research facilities. There'll be a coffee shop with some social space for sharing of knowledge in an informal setting. And it's really fantastic. The center will include a seed accelerator for startups, which is partially funded by the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation and others. In the seed accelerator, new startups will be given financial assistance, but also mentoring and other resources to take their products and services to market. In May, construction also began on a water technology park just across the street from this Global Water Center. And the infrastructure in this water technology park will be a global showcase for sustainable water and energy management. A few blocks down the street, the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee is also renovating an old factory into what will be the new School of Freshwater Sciences. This is the only school of its kind in the United States with a dedicated graduate program to freshwater science and research. So as a result of these three developments, within 3 years, approximately $88 million will be invested in water-related buildings and infrastructure within a 3-mile radius. And this does not begin to include related neighborhood revitalization. Already new cafes, restaurants, and shops have relocated to this neighborhood near the Global Water Center, which has not even opened yet. And even, I was telling Anthony, Milwaukee's independent radio station has relocated to the neighborhood because of the energy there. One of the cutting-edge projects that the Water Council has played a leadership role in is the Alliance for Water Stewardship. And I coordinate the Alliance for Water Stewardship within the US and Canada. It's truly a global alliance that was founded in about 2008 by a number of global organizations such as the Nature Conservancy, the WWF, the Water Stewardship Australia, European Water Partnership, and a range of others. But we realized that because water impacts are local, to be truly effective, we needed to have regional presences. And so the Nature Conservancy established regional presences in Latin America and North America in conjunction with local partners. In North America, this was in partnership with the Water Council. And so we work with a range of stakeholders in each of these regions representing industry, academia, NGOs, government agencies, utilities, and others to guide our work. The Alliance for Water Stewardship is developing a really innovative tool for companies and utilities to demonstrate sustainability of their water use. And this is an international water stewardship standard. It's a voluntary standard which will define the actions water users and utilities worldwide can and should take to improve the social, environmental, and economic sustainability associated with their water use. This standard is being drafted by a multi-stakeholder committee of public and private leaders from across the globe. This committee is balanced across sectors, so we have equal representation from business and utilities, as well as public sector agencies and civil society organizations, and it also includes representation from each of 8 geographic regions, so basically at more or less on a continent basis. And this process is being conducted in compliance with the globally recognized Code of Best Practice for setting social and environmental standards. The standard itself is based on 4 critical elements of water stewardship. Those are water quality, water quantity, protecting important water areas, and ensuring good governance. Recognizing that water is a shared resource and requires collaborative solutions, the standard drives change through collective action and requires water stewards to work beyond their property fence line through engagement with others in their watershed. A first draft of the standard was released last year for public review and comment, and we held public meetings across the globe to get stakeholder feedback. Our first meeting in North America was held in Toronto, and we had, in all, about 400 people from 26 countries participate in the review and comment process. This standard was then updated to reflect the feedback that was received from public meetings, from field trials, and also from comments that were submitted through our website. The committee that's been tasked with developing the standard, and I'd like to just briefly recognize one of the leaders on that committee is with us today, Ed Pinero from Veolia Water North America. So if you have questions later on, feel free to contact me, but also Ed, because he's truly an expert in this work. The committee worked really hard to incorporate that feedback and revise the standard, which is now publicly available in beta form. It's our working draft for the end of 2013. Through the rest of 2013. And one of our most exciting tasks this year is to test the beta standard in the field. We'll be working with 12 facilities in 7 countries, including in Canada, Lafarge Cement and a Shell oil refinery in Ontario. But there are, of course, additional opportunities to get involved. I really welcome your review of the standard and your comments, which are on our website, allianceforwaterstewardship.org. Feel free to talk to me if you're interested in getting involved in not only reviewing and commenting on the standard, but exploring field test opportunities, or helping with further developing organizational governance, or getting involved in our regional efforts. It's said that Milwaukee's name means gathering point by the waters. That's a heritage that the city feels a really strong responsibility towards, and that really shapes our efforts to help address the world's water challenges, be it through technology development, collaboration across industry, academia, and NGOs, or through the development of innovative policy solutions such as the Alliance for Water Stewardship. So I really look forward to this discussion. I'm thrilled to be here and look forward to questions and discussion later. Thank you, Anthony.